Hi, Tom Rezendes from NorCal Golf Academy. Today we're talking bunker play. What I'm going to show you in this video is some of the common faults that we see here at NorCal Golf Academy. And then I'm going to show you how we teach our students a certain technique to help them get out of the bunkers and get the ball close. The common faults that we see are all in setup, and there's one common swing fault. Here's the setup faults. Number one is the ball will be back in their stance and the hands will be well forward. This shot is typically accompanied with our one swing fault, and that is not following through. So it'll look something like this. And typically that golf ball will either stay in the bunker or get bladed into the lip of the bunker. But either way, typically it will stay in the bunker, or it will, if it does get out, there's no concept of distance control. The other thing we will see is we'll ask students, how do you set up for a bunker shot? And they'll say, well, I aim my feet left, and I open the club face and I point it to the right. And I'll say, do you have any idea as to where your bunker shots are going to go? Or how far they're going to go? And they typically don't really have a defined idea as to where this golf ball is going to go. So here's how we teach it here at NorCal Golf Academy to help get close to the pin. Number one, I tell my students, set up, club face, square to your target, feet square to your target, and then start walking around this ball a little bit. Take maybe a couple steps and get around the golf ball. Let's say if square to the golf ball, you're looking at, let's say you were at 9 o'clock on this clock face. I'd have you walk around to maybe 8 o'clock, something like that. So you're going to walk around the clock about 1 hour. You're going to have the end of the club shaft point to your belt buckle, and you're going to have the club face point to the golf ball. Now, a couple things you can see here. Number one is that this golf ball is now up in my stance, and this club shaft now leans backwards. The exact opposite of the common things that we see here. So I'm going to get set up. The other swing fault that I see is, again, this not following through. So here's what we like to tell our students. Number one is right palm stays to the sky. And number two, take a nice follow through. So here we go. It's going to look something like this. We're going to have the softer the sand, the more you want to keep your weight neutral. The firmer the sand, the more we'd like to sit into this left leg, this left quad here. So we're going to stay nice. This is pretty soft sand, so I'm going to keep my weight pretty neutral, but I'm going to stay really stable. I've got this club shaft pointed to belt buckle, club face to the target, and I'm going to swing back and through with a good tempo, right palm to the sky. And that ball pops right out. Very controllable distance. For distance control, what I will tell people is this: the more you walk around this clock face, so the more you come around behind the golf ball in an arc-like manner, the more you walk around behind this golf ball and get behind it, the more the ball gets in front of your feet, the more the club shaft has to lean backwards, the more loft you add, the shorter the ball goes. So again, you would set up, nice smooth tempo, right palm stays to the sky. And you can see that ball barely got out of that bunker. So I like to tell my students that about 3 steps around the clock, 1, 2, 3 steps would be about the most that I would go. That would be on like a green side bunker where you've kind of short-sighted yourself, or the pin's really close to that bunker. Typically, I would only go about 2 steps around the clock, or about 1 hour around the clock. So I would go 1, 2, and then really get my stance nice and wide and create this stable base. That should help you get the golf ball close to the pin. Let us know how it works.